What's up, y'all? How y'all doing? In this episode, we're going to talk about a real touchy subject. It's going to ruffle a lot of feathers. I ain't going to lie, but we're going to get to it. The topic of this episode is ayahuasca versus mushrooms. Oh, beloved mushrooms. Because what I'm really finna do ain't gonna be no verses. Because I know that y'all mad. You're like, why you gotta put them against each other? They're both plant medicines and all that type of stuff. But really, I'm gonna prove that you don't even you shouldn't even use ayahuasca unless you ain't got no mushrooms, and that's damn near impossible in this day and age. So yeah, I'm gonna give y'all a quick overview about the two, about the basics of the two, and then we're gonna go into the attributes and the reasoning being as to prove exactly what I'm saying. Let's do it. Y'all ready? Let's do it. All right, so we're gonna go over a little bit of the two, ayahuasca and mushrooms. So first we're going to start with the child of the day, which we all know is the beloved mother, or the mother of the day, the beloved ayahuasca. So let's talk about what is ayahuasca. Everybody really know what it is at this point in time, but I'm going to give a brief overview anyways, just so we can get our topic going on subject. So ayahuasca is a DMT containing brew in which they utilize the ayahuasca vine, the Binosteris caapi vine, which has the MAO inhibitor in it, which is combined with the chacruna leaves, and they make a brew out of it in which the combining the two makes it so that the DMT is able to be digested inside of the gut. And that's because of the MAOI inhibitor, and them two together, it makes it so that you can have your trip, whatever. You know what it is. And everybody going over to them resorts and the retreats and all that, and getting with their shaman, and they going in a circle, and everybody playing the drums. You got the guys singing the songs, and everybody there on their little mats. You guys all seen these videos, and this is a typical ayahuasca ceremony. It's a whole ceremony, which is cool and great and all that. But what we're really looking at here is a DMT containing plant which they take in the jungle, where they had to find these two unique plants and put them two together, and to be able to have that extended DMT experience. Okay, so that's basically what's going on, and people are going there drinking a few cups, having their purge, releasing their traumas, connecting with Mother Ayahuasca and all those, really cool things that you hear about with ayahuasca. So that's basically an overview of what ayahuasca is in a simplified version. And now I'm going to give you the same, but with the mushroom. So the mushroom is what? The mushroom, honestly, we don't know what the mushroom is. We still, question mark. But, in a basic form, the mushroom is a fungi. Fungi is 356 million years older than the first plant. So they're old. And the real mushroom we know is the mycelium, that white mycelium that goes in the earth and the soil and connects the different roots of the plants, and they call it the internet of nature, because it's able to communicate between different plants. If this plant needs more nutrients, it's going to send more nutrients. It's going to communicate and send more, etc. So it ties to the ends of the plants to be able to do that. And so but what we find is with these mushrooms, the fruiting body of the mushroom is what we eat. The true mushroom, again, is that mycelial body. This is what we consume, is the fruiting body. The bottom portion is the female, bottom portion is the male, top portion is the female. And we find that certain ones of these are psychoactive. How do we know? Because they bruise blue. Bruising blue indicates that it has psilocybin content. And that is the key chemical that is in mushrooms, psilocybin, psilocin. Psilocybin gets converted into psilocin. But what is it? Now, this is the big key that everybody be missing. And I'm sorry, but I cannot believe that y'all be missing this. I swear to God, yo, this is like the puzzle piece that when it got put together to me, that it just changed everything. Because how y'all missing this? And this is basically what the whole topic finna be about. Is because what is psilocin? Psilocin is N-dimethyltryptamine with a hydroxyl group attached to it, HO attached to it. Letting it so that you don't need the MAO inhibitor. You can actually consume edible form of DMT without doing that alchemical mixture. So you put it in, you just eat it like the great Baba Kalindi, he said, it's whole within itself. You just have to pick it up and eat it. So the key point here is that psilocin is DMT. An edible form of DMT is the mushrooms. An ingestible form of DMT is the mushroom, just as well as the ayahuasca is an ingestible form of DMT for a prolonged experience in which people have been yearning for. They're doing the intravenous DMT studies, I think, in San Diego, and for the extended period of time. So they're doing intravenous. They're putting it into their veins so they can stay in there for a long time. So now we're gonna get into the two. Now we're gonna butt the heads, and I'm gonna show you not just with the DMT thing that I kind of mentioned, but I'm gonna show you overall why mushrooms. Again, you don't need no other entheogen if you got the mushroom. That's what I'm finna prove right here, baby. Let's get it. Okay, so ayahuasca versus my beautiful, beautiful goddamn mushrooms, baby. I love them things, man. I still don't know what they are, so don't ask me. All I know is that they're technology. We'll start there. Start and stop there. But anyways, let's compare the two. Let's start with the LD50. Now, I don't even gotta bring up the LD50 of ayahuasca. I'm gonna just bring up the LD50 of mushrooms. The LD50 of mushrooms, you gotta eat like your own body weight to even have a 50% chance of dying. So it's extremely, extremely healthy. I mean, it is healthy. It's good for the soul and the body. You know, there's health benefits. But what I mean is that it's safe. It's safe to eat. It's non-lethal. You can consume a lot of it, copious amounts of it, without having any physiological issues. Again, it might be psychologically challenging. There's crazy things that be going on in your trips, but you come back 100%. Like it's not gonna affect you unless you have pre-existing conditions. Even that's extremely, extremely rare. So now we go into ayahuasca. You gotta have the LD50 as much as like water because you're drinking a liquid. You can only drink so much liquid before it kills you. The LD50 already gonna be lower than on mushrooms just because of the form in which you're ingesting it in. You know what I'm saying? And not only that, you don't know how much is in each mix. You know what I mean? And then how much are you drinking? You know, and we're gonna get into that right after and a little bit later because you know, this is very important, how much you can take in. You know, because if you want that DMT prolonged state that they're trying to achieve with the intravenous DMT, then, you know, we got to talk about full access. So let's get into the full access. My thing is, they're both DMT based. So you can, when you smoke DMT, you get into that DMT full breakthrough experience that everybody be talking about. So my thing is that you want to get to that breakthrough place that you got on. That's the goal, right? To get to that breakthrough place, but for a long extended period of time. Well, the thing about ayahuasca is that you gotta like drink so much of that shit in order to get the same full access as you would get when you eat 20 grams of mushrooms. Both are full access. And you see that like the real ayahuasqueros, they eat Very few of them, and they drink, not eat. They drink copious amount. They drinking buckets of that shit. When y'all go over there and y'all do your little retreat, and they got the smoke, the copal, and all that, they giving you them little cups. I seen them. Y'all ain't gonna cap with me. The real ones, they really, because they want full access. They understand what I'm talking about. So it's not like a debate. Me and them wouldn't even be debating. I would just be saying, hey, bro, you can get there on 20 grand, 15 grand, whatever it is for you. But there's a point of full access that we're talking about when we're talking about with the mushrooms. And the thing with the mushrooms is that, bro, you just eat it. You can eat more to get that access. In 20 grand, you can easily eat 20 grand. Your body can take it. You can eat a pound. Your body can take that shit. But drinking all that liquid, and then not only that, you don't got them plants out here. Where they at? Them mushrooms be growing everywhere, bro. You just go to California, they all up in them forests. You know what I'm saying? So it's everywhere. And what I mean by that is like it's a spiritual journey, not a spiritual trip. In the sense that you got to keep going back. Boom, boom, boom. This is a story if you're really playing the real spiritual game. If you're just there to heal and have that experience, that's cool. That's like an adventure that you want to go into the forest. I get it. But if we talking about the real, like going in, traveling the multiverse, the high dose things that we're talking about, having that extended DMT trip experience so you can go out and explore your consciousness in the multiverse and all those types of things. Well, why wouldn't you want the easiest way in order to get there? Well, fortunately for you, the easiest way has always been there. It's always been under your nose. It's always been everywhere. It's grown. It's always been free. And you can just take that and you can continue on your journey. You don't have to go back to no forest, take a plane all the way back to the forest and go hiking in there with another shaman. So I'm talking about full access. And it's easy to get that full access, man, on that mushrooms, bro. I'll tell you something. So let's go on to the next point. We got on the full access. We want the full access. Hard to get it on the ayahuasca. Easy to get it on the mushrooms. And since it's a journey, you want to be able to go back. So we'll get into that. And I'm going to bring sustainability into it. Now, there's only so many of those ayahuasca plants out there. And so many of y'all going over there, they're over harvesting these the ayahuasca vine and the chacruna. It's all being over harvested because so many of y'all want to go over there for that novel experience over there in the forest with the shaman and getting your healing journey in. But really, y'all always say you want the DMT extended experience. But I'm like, bro, what I'm trying to say is you're not even getting the real experience. Like Baba Kalindi always said. He said, people haven't even done mushrooms if they haven't had a full entheogenic experience. And that's what I'm trying to explain here, dog. That like you want to get to this breakthrough dose in which you're fully in there. You can't, bro. I'm not saying you can't, but it's very, very hard, especially as a tourist, to get that kind of dose when you're over there. You almost have to like demand the shit and then pay extra or something. I don't know. But they wouldn't even recommend it. They're going to tell you not to, etc., etc. And for a good reason. You know what I mean? This is a journey. You can't even, like, you know what I mean? You want to slowly move your way up. So, anyways, the sustainability aspect in the sense that they're over harvesting. When you could have the same experience, bro. You can have the same experience you have on ayahuasca. Why? Hold on, let's go there real quick. You can have the same experience on mushrooms as you can have on ayahuasca. Why? Because the mushroom mycelium has connected with all these plants and has all the information of all the plants and herbs and fungi and all the shit. Anything that's ever eaten it, every animal that's eaten it, all that, anything. It has all that information, a true internet that gets that shows itself when you consume it at a high dosage. So you can literally go and meet Mother Ayahuasca on mushrooms. You see what I'm saying? You can go to those jungle places. With the right intention, you can do these things because it has the information in there. You see what I'm saying? You think you can only meet Mother Ayahuasca through ayahuasca, not understanding that the grandfather of all these is the mushroom and it has the information of ayahuasca in it and all the others. And that's why I'm saying I'm going to prove that you don't even need mushrooms. Ayahuasca, unless you don't have mushrooms. Because what's the purpose? If you're trying to get full access, you're trying to get to this information, you're trying to do the true spiritual sorcerer Jedi thing. Well, the answer the easiest answer is the mushroom, bro. Ain't not breathing your way in. Ain't not you take a hit of DMT. It's too short. It's 5 minutes. Um, you take what's the one Yopa? All of them too short. They have their purposes and usages, and I'm not even trying to downplay them. But someone explained to me the logic in which if mushrooms can mimic all of the others, why would we use any of them? And this is I found to be true with even the herbs. You guys talking about these new herbs, these eye drops, whatever. Bro, the mushroom got that information too. I swear to God, bro, he got the information and everything. Don't downplay it. Don't downplay the mushroom. That's all I'm saying. Hey, don't downplay the mushroom because it's a grandfather. And when you put a limit in a belief, just like if you put a limiting belief on belief on yourself, if you put a limiting belief on the mushroom, it's going to act as if it cannot. When it most surely can. Anything you can imagine that thing can do. You know, and I'm glad, any usage of any of these and it being promoted because, ayahuasca all over the place right now. But it's great. They're talking about DMT and entheogen and it's helping people in a positive way. Perfectly fine. Even Lex Friedman just went out there and he was talking to Elon Musk about it and how he went to space on Aya. And I'm like, bro, yeah. So the sustainability, bro, let's finish here in the sustainability aspect and the most obvious. Y'all endangering these species of plants and overharvesting and destroying the area and bringing tourism, which of course brings like trash. Yeah, you get some money in their pocket. That's good. But again, most of the people that are over there are ones that want to be all spiritual and stuff and love the earth while you're destroying it. And I'm trying to tell you, as someone who ain't really a climate person or whatever, environmental person, bro, if you just cultivate mushrooms in a safe, cool place outside of the country or whatever for under $200, $300 or whatever, you have unlimited amount of experiences. You can plan your trips. You can slowly work your way up. You can go often. You can really get into this because if half of this, one of the main pillars is going in consistently every 1 to 3 months. How you going to do that if you have to go fly back out and find the shaman and pay all this money? And I'm telling you, you got the same and 100 gajillion times more the experience in an easier fashion than if you went over there. That's cool. I'm not gonna hate on the experience, but it's dependent on what you're looking for. If you want the fun experience, that's cool. But if you're looking for the real thing, I'm telling you, and even if you try to do the heal, let's just be honest. The only reason is because this whole thing with the shaman and all the people and you're in the forest. That's cool. I think that's great. I mean, I'll probably slide up one day, maybe, but it wouldn't be for any of the reasons y'all doing it for. It's just to see what's up and enjoy it and try it out. But you have to understand that if we're talking about a DMT base, mushrooms easier to ingest, easier to cultivate. You can't even cultivate the other ones. I mean, I'm sure you can, but it's probably hard. You gotta do so much just to get this little dose or whatever. So yeah, and it gives you that prolonged DMT full trip, and you can go deeper than you can with the DMT. You only got 3 hits in that before you black out and you're over there. But when you eat, it takes a while to digest, so you can eat more. yeah. You go deeper and deeper and deeper and deeper and deeper. There ain't no end. No, I don't care what nobody said. 5 G's ain't no cap. So yeah. So anyways, we got the sustainability. We got the LD50 out the way. Two objective facts in which mushrooms are just better. And we went over the access. And again, yeah, you get access on there. I've heard it. But again, they're drinking buckets. Ain't none of y'all drinking no buckets. I don't care. No, everybody want to say they had like a 20-gram trip with their ayahuasca ceremony. I had someone like stop doing entheogens. Like, I'm good because that little cup I did 3 of them. And that's a 20-gram trip, so I'm good. So, hey, whatever. See you later. So, now let's move on to the information. the information density. Now, we talked about access, how it's safe, etc. Now we're talking about the actual plant, and this is where you could say it's pseudo, but I disagree. The mushroom odor has you have to think of each one of these. Okay, ayahuasca and mushroom, they're both like a hard drive, and each has X amount of information in it, installed in it or whatever. The ayahuasca just got like 1 terabyte. The mushroom got like 100 gajillion terabytes in the sense of the density of the information and the places that you can go and reach. The ayahuasca is an earthbound plant, so it's new. The mushroom way odor is earthbound. That's why people deal with the forest when they eat it. They deal with the tiger and the panthers and the snakes, and dealing with trees and the monkey, whatever. Like that, but it's very earthbound. Mother ayahuasca, and it's very personal and those types of things. Very on this earth in this area. You're with the mushrooms. They have the information of like everything from everywhere at all times and all places. The true like Akashic records, like the true record halls everybody looking for. Like the true multiverse, the true I'm talking about like the real you're not here no more, ain't not this earth don't matter. This is a simulation. This take you out of there for like 6 hours. And the information density and what makes it be able to be this VR place to take you to these amazing places, etc., etc. You have to look at it like that's an Atari, and this is a VR for 500 million years in the future. Now think of how good the graphics are in each. You see what I'm trying to say? It's like the Unreal Engine 5 versus like some whatever the shitty first one. If we're talking about like gaming, you see what I'm saying? It's the graphics are much more enhanced because it has more information. You see what I'm saying? But that's true with every portion of it. You know what I mean? So information density is very important. You only can get so much information out of these earthbound things. Same with like a LSD, it don't got that much information. It was just made like yesterday. So it's got that fun party shit going on, you know what I'm saying? It do get deep sometimes, but it only has so much information in it. But it's the same concept in what we're dealing with here. So the next thing that I would say is because ayahuasca, when you go over there, you're at a retreat, 99% of the time, you're with a group of people. You're not alone. And when you're not alone, then you don't get the full experience of the entheogenic trip. With the true journey, it's alone in the dark. Sometimes you can trip with other people, but the core of it is alone in the dark. Because the mask is always on. I know for a fact there's things that I could never have done in my trips if someone else was here. I don't care who it was. You got to be alone. It's going to really show you everything. And it's hard to do that when you're in a forest with 50 motherfuckers right next to you, screaming and crying and throwing up and all that. And you know what I mean? Some shaman waving something at you and tapping you and saying some words. I mean, I'm sure that's great and all. The songs are really cool, but the mask is always on. So that's the other thing. So far, I'm not going to need bump, 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 bump. And yeah, I mean, that's pretty much it. Let's do a final overview of these all. Got mushrooms got a much higher LD50. 2, it's more sustainable. You just grow it in your room. There's no waste. It's cheap. It's cheaper than going to this place and you have unlimited mushrooms forever. Yeah, I don't get that. Too much. It's too much information. Yeah. Unlimited mushrooms forever for under $300. Ayahuasca, you got to keep flying over there. It's that continuation of the journey to continue because if you're doing the real thing, again, if you want to, hey, whatever. But if you want to do the real spiritual work, get real access, go to those crazy, amazing places, hey, you got to go in continuously, slowly rise up your dose. And the only way to sustainably do that is to grow your own for many reasons. There's even more reasons than just the basic sustainability aspect of it. One example would it you develop a relationship with the mushroom that you cultivate because it acts, oh, it's sentient. So it's, I don't want to say a pet because I don't want to disrespect it, but imagine having something there that's real and actualized when you utilize it and pair with it when you go into those experiences. And, then we got the information density. Much more information resides within the mushroom. It's odor, and not just on this earth. It travels throughout the multiverse. It travels through wormhole, black hole, or whatever. It travels on asteroids and exploding planets, whatever, because these spores can percolate in space, and they seed planets, the panspermia. So they have not just information of this earth is what I'm trying to say, is the information of goddamn everything everywhere. And they're inter and transdimensional. They're even on the other side, bro. I'm sorry. That's it through experience. Okay, now I'm going to give you with my perspective through my experiences. My perspective on this is fairly simple. I'm very confused first of how nobody's putting these pieces together and isn't excited about what this means and the implications of it. I feel as though that it's almost an intentional thing that's going on, or a giant smoke screen is going around the mushroom, to be quite clear about it, in the sense that everybody is looking for what happens after death. Everybody's looking for something spiritual. Everybody's looking for that amazing experience that they've never had before. Everyone's looking for novelty and all those types of things. And they're all true under the guise of the high dose mushrooms because of the access that you're able to get. And what I'm saying is everybody was looking for that DMT prolonged state. And the ayahuasca is almost a smokescreen to the truth. Why? Because the mushrooms is the truth. Why? Because it's able to give you that access. It's a smoke screen in the sense that you think you're getting a DMT prolonged experience in which you're really not, because you're not taking the sufficient dose. So you're being tricked into thinking you're getting this full entheogenic dose experience that is equal to that of a breakthrough of a smoke DMT experience, when in reality you are not. And you're only going one time, and they're separating you very far from it. And what I'm saying is that the mushroom got the full access of that for all the things that you wanted, to prove all the things that you thought were untrue, and to see things that ain't nobody seen before, and experience things that nobody's ever seen or done before. That full, true spirituality. That is, I'm sorry, at this moment in time, the mushroom is like the only true way to have a full systematic method in which they're able to do this. You can branch out and use something else. That's cool and fine as long as you're on the path. But to substitute the path to try this and that, maybe that'll get me there, maybe that'll get me there, maybe I'll breathe my way in, maybe I'll sit in the dark and get my way in, maybe I'll dream my way in. Everybody coming up with 1,000 new different ways in order to get in. Oh, let's get a more powerful mushroom. But you wouldn't eat the 20 first. So my thing is, this is the modality and the way to do the true spiritual practices. And we should be happy, as I am, bro, because the grass is greener on the other side. I'm just screaming back like, bro, how are y'all missing this? This is the puzzle piece that everybody's missing. You're missing the fact that it's DMT. You're missing the fact that mushrooms is a edible form DMT. Taken it at a sufficient dosage, you will be in a prolonged breakthrough DMT experience, and even denser because of the informational structure that exists in the mushroom that's older than even the smoked ones. This is the key to crossovering over to the other side and seeing what's really going on. This is the key to transdimensional, interdimensional travel. This is the key to downloading hyperdimensional, extra-dimensional information, gaining higher knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. And now my perspective really is that on my experiences, you can see the density. I mean, the density of and it tells you. The mushroom off world, bro. I've done the LSDs and stuff, and they're not off world. You can't take the dose. I've tried to take the highest amount of dose of LSD. Ain't comparable to no mushroom shit. Yo, boy. And again, I give you all the reasons as to why it's better tangibly. And what I'm trying to say is not to put the ayahuasca down, but someone explain to me logically why you would use the ayahuasca. Like put it in the comments or something. Explain to me logically why you would use it over mushrooms. Unless you're from that tribe and that's your system and your like DNA's connected to it, you probably actually get a better bang for your buck with it. But that's not the case for 99.9% of people who going over there. These just random Americans who want to go for the experience. So I just want to show that if you want that novel experience, you can do it alone in the dark safely. There ain't nothing not safe about this. You know what I mean? Have your sitter, be safe, but the need for the shaman is odd. Oh, I gotta have the best shaman or else I can't do it. He really gonna guide me. Well, you a man. You don't need to guide you where he don't even know what he's doing. You guys are paying someone for fake, like, they may know some Icaros, they may soothe you, but they don't know what's going on in your experience. They don't know, bro. Shit get tricky. Shit can get tricky, man. Man, I wanna trip with one of them shaman, man. That's my I wanna trip with one of them. Tell them to come over here to this side, see what's going on, bro, and sing them songs over here where we go. Hey, sing them songs where we go, Slick. You hear me? Nah, but hey, Mushroom King, bro. I'm just giving logic. Am I missing something? Y'all are going so far as to intravenously put this joint while you're laying in this bed, man. Stop playing with me, dog. We had the technology. We always had it. You're being fooled by the simulation in the sense that they're not even talking about the high dose mushroom. They don't even want to, the algorithm never going to put this shit out because it's the truth. If you knew this, see, here's the thing. Now I'll make a different video.